What's up guys, it's Jade's Corner back here again for a brand new Teen Wolf the Movie related video. In today's video, we are going to be delving into anything and everything spoilers regarding Teen Wolf the Movie. This will be the long awaited spoiler review. So sit back, relax, and let's hop into it. Alright, so spoilers, where to begin? I think we'll go about it like this. I'm going to cover each and every major spoiler in the film, only the big reveals because I already gave my overall thoughts on how I feel about the film, my non-spoiler review. Although it has changed slightly, my rating has gone down, not by a lot though. You'll be surprised by what I ended up rating it by the end of this video, but my rating has gone down. Pretty sure a lot of the haters will be happy to know that my rating has went down. They're gonna be like, oh my God, so he was being biased. No, just gave the film some thought after watching for the first time. Couple of little hiccups here and there. I would have done different things with the movie if you ask me personally, but I still ended up coming out of it very, very satisfied, and I did come out of it enjoying it for the most part. So there's that. Also, before we get into the spoiler review, I just want to say, freak all you haters who were hating on Teen Wolf the Movie, because it is now the most watched thing that Jeff Davis has ever produced in his version of Teen Wolf. It is now even more viewed than season 3, part 2. The season where all of y'all were saying, Dylan and Argent carried, man, both of them. We didn't need both of them for this movie. We still killed it. Nearly 5 million viewers, the most viewed thing for a Jeff Davis Teen Wolf product ever. And people were saying, oh my God, this film is gonna do bad. It's gonna perform poorly. No, it was the biggest original film that Paramount Plus ever had opening day for their entire history of having a streaming service. And on top of that, I want to give Wolfpack some praise here too. Wolfpack was the most viewed TV show opening day that they've had since the iCarly reboot. So for those of you guys who are counting Teen Wolf and Teen Wolf the Movie out, you're sorely mistaken. I can almost guarantee you we are getting more. So yeah, we're still gonna ride this wave for as long as it's here, and I'm all here for it. Just want to make that known because it feels so good to take a W when people keep talking shit and then they flop, because now everybody who said the film was gonna do bad looks stupid. Literally all of them look stupid. So it feels so good to take a W over these haters. And man, this is a good feeling. Anyway, back to the spoiler review. Just had to get that out there for those of you who weren't aware. All right, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. Allison Argent coming back from the dead. I liked how they did it. Would have changed some things though. I like that it was a ritual, and people say it was half-assed. If you ask me, there have been other shows that did it way worse than how they did it in Teen Wolf the Movie. Vampire Diaries did it way worse with some of the resurrections. If you ask me, some of those in Vampire Diaries were way more half-assed than in Teen Wolf. Same thing with the originals as well. Teen Wolf handled it pretty well in my opinion. Doing a little ritual, something that, you know, is brand new to the lore, was never there from the show. I'm always open to new lore. So the fact that Jeff decided to come up with something new and original, kudos to him. Thought it worked out for the best in the end. Now, I know a lot of people have had their complaints saying, oh my God, Scott's dating an underage Allison. No, I mentioned this in my review. I will make a video explaining this because a lot of people came out the film confused or either not knowing what the hell they're talking about. In the movie, clearly when you see Allison come back, they de-aged her. They used de-aging technology to make Allison look like how she looked when she died in season 3. Now, in my opinion, the de-aging technology wasn't up to snuff of like the de-aging of the MCU, but I didn't expect it to be, because clearly it seemed to me like the budget was just a little bit higher than the TV show. They still wouldn't give Jeff Davis the budget he wanted to really make what he was trying to do in this film come to life. But I still think with the stuff they had to work with in the time the studio gave them to make this movie, they did the best they could. Yeah, there's that. They de-aged her. Then clearly, I don't know how any person missed this, because it was clear clear as day to me, even on first watch, and as somebody who had never seen the film before and was able to pick it up the first time. Come on, bro. While they were driving her back to the hospital, and as she was in the hospital, you can clearly see that she went from being, how old was she when she died? 17, 18 in season 3, and she was aging up quick to the point where she went from looking like season 3 Allison when we saw her come back to life, all the way to how Crystal Reed looks in current day. That's because she was, like I said, aging from the moment she came back to life, trying to match current year to the age she should properly be. So that's the easy explanation there. It's show rather than tell. Some things don't have to be outright explained, and I feel like that's a huge issue with the Teen Wolf fan base as a whole. Everybody just wants everything spoon-fed to them and everything explained. Like, sometimes some things are better being shown rather than, always having to feed people and, tell them what's going on. Sometimes you can use your eyes to observe to figure out things. Just want to let people know that there. Next, we're going to talk about Mr. Harris being the freaking villain, bro. Like, did anybody expect that? Because I sure as hell didn't. Everybody, you have people saying Isaac, people saying Theo, people saying Styles, even like some stupid theories that made no sense at all whatsoever. Like, I'm talking about, these theories were some of the dumbest theories I've heard for any fandom, not even just Teen Wolf. It was really, really bad. Now, Mr. Harris's motivations, the more I sat on them at first, I was like, it's kind of dumb. But then I was just reading somebody who broke down his motivations really, really well, better than I ever could, on one of the Teen Wolf wikis. And it actually makes a lot more sense now, his motivation, given it some thought over the last couple of days. I don't hate it as much as I did before. Would I prefer to be another villain or somebody new? Yeah, but it wouldn't really make sense, because what new villain would have beef with Scott like that to bring back the Nogatsune? I'm gonna make a whole video explaining Harris. I already have a video plan explaining him and his motivations and why it kind of makes sense the more you think about it. So yeah, was crazy seeing him. Great reveal on Jeff Davis's part. They kept that a huge secret. I don't even think Teen Wolf News, well, obviously he was on set, so he probably knew who it was, but I don't think any of us on our best day could even predict that was Mr. Harris. That was crazy. Mr. Harris, good reveal. Next, I want to talk about the Nogatsune, bro. The Nogatsune being a hybrid makes 100% sense. And let me tell you why. So a lot of the people who have been complaining about the Nogatsune being a hybrid towards the end of the film clearly have not paid attention to context clues throughout the entirety of the show. So clearly in the first 3 seasons, hybrids weren't introduced yet. You could kind of say Jackson was, but I don't even think Jeff had a plan to even make him a werewolf cannibal hybrid. He might have been thinking about it in his head, but he didn't make it official until season 6. Styles doesn't really know much about Kitsune or how hybrids work, right? Because no one in Beacon Hills had ever seen one yet. Not Kira's family, not anybody. No one had ever seen a hybrid, right? So when Styles was like, you can't be a fox and a wolf and a Nogatsune, how does he really know if that's true or not? That's his own speculation. He's never seen a hybrid at that point in time, because none of them were in Beacon Hills yet. And people are like, it's a retcon, but it's a good one because it makes sense. Scott biting him and turning him is something we've seen already from season 2. When Derek bit Jackson, what did it do to him? It turned him into a hybrid. Instead of just being a werewolf, when he came back, we found out he had his Canema power still too. So he was part Canema, part werewolf. What was Garrett Douglas in season 6, part 1? A naturally occurring hybrid. He was a Lowenmensch, part wolf, part lion. This is why he was saying it feels good being a werewolf, because he was talking about his wolf side of, him being a hybrid. And he uses his lion part for power stealing when he eats the pineal glands and he gets more power, and then he used it to steal all the powers and abilities of the Wild Hunt. Teen Wolf clearly established later on that hybrids exist. So the Nogatsune being one was not even a shock to me. I don't even know how anybody got pissed at that. I expected it for years. I always have said, not on camera, but in the background, just talking to my friends and stuff, like, bro, if they ever brought the Nogatsune back, it would be a hybrid. And I'm glad that's what they did, because it was awesome to see. And that muck was OP2. He was a beast the entire film. Way better than Void Styles and way better than he was in season 3, if you ask me. Let's talk about the last thing, which I'm pretty sure is going to be the most controversial part of this review, and that is the death of Derek Hale. I gotta have a whole video come out explaining Derek and why he became a true alpha before he died. Now, a lot of people I've seen have said that Derek's death was unnecessary. It was bad. It dropped the film for them just because he died, even even though I think a character dying shouldn't affect how you rate a movie. It's kind of dumb to me, but whatever. Like Iron Man dying didn't make me feel any less, I don't know, good about Endgame than when I saw it. Like when Iron Man dying didn't affect that movie for me. I still said Endgame was a great film, which I think it fell off over the years, mainly because of the first two acts, but Endgame's still pretty good. But Iron Man dying doesn't affect that. A death, in my opinion, affecting somebody's rating is kind of freaking stupid if you ask me. That's like saying, or let's use the Walking Dead argument, right? When people said Glenn died, they said The Walking Dead fell off. Now, I will admit, season 7 of The Walking Dead, pretty trash. Season 8 started to come back a little bit. Season 9, though, now that was some good shit. Season 10 and 11 can be up and down depending on who you ask. For the most part, people were kind of overreacting when Glenn died, if you ask me. Like, it didn't kill off the series. Obviously, it got 5 more seasons, and the core fan base was still there that actually gave a shit to watch. Derek dying, in my opinion, was very fitting for the character. There was nothing else for him to do. His story was pretty much complete by season 4 anyway. I'm just glad we even got him back one last time. And I love that the ending was him realizing that Scott is an alpha, that Scott in his eyes has grown up to, you know, in his eyes make him feel comfortable enough to entrust his son with Scott, who he was trying to help prop up and be sort of like a younger brother to him, right? So to me it just made sense. Now, would I have killed Derek off in that way? No, I would have preferred another way to kill off Derek, but I like the way they did it nonetheless. It made me bawl my eyes out. If y'all didn't see my reaction yet, watch it because it's really, really good. And me cry like crazy. Yeah, rest in peace, Derek Hale. A lot of people have told me he's gonna come back in a sequel. I think they should keep him dead. Allison coming back is something I've asked for years. Her story was never complete. Her story, I know Crystal Reed asked to be killed off. Clearly she changed her mind, and she has said it numerous times over the last year and a half. She was forever grateful for that call from Jeff for her to come back. She clearly changed her mind about Allison being killed off, and now she's happy, and she said she wants to do more with Tyler with Teen Wolf anyway. So we have Allison back permanently. That's good. And people are like, this movie's a trade-off. It's like an Allison's back, Derek's dead thing. Like, I don't think that's the case. I think Tyler Hoechlin wanted Derek to die anyway because he's doing stuff for Superman and Lois. So he obviously wouldn't have time to fully commit coming back to Teen Wolf long term, which is understandable. It happens to actors all the time. Derek's death, I was okay with it. Perfectly 100% okay. Didn't affect the film for me at all. Definitely gonna make a video talking about him being a true alpha though, because that was crazy. I was like, ooh, why his eyes red, bro? What? Gotta make a video on that. Jeff changed a lot of the lore. Some of the changes I like, some of the changes, but for the most part, a lot of the changes were pretty good, and I was expecting them to happen in the first place. So yeah, and then my final rating as of now, I have not seen the film since the first time I rewatched because I was busy, college, obviously, so I haven't had time. So I'm going to tell you guys my new rating. My new rating is officially a 7.5 to an 8 out of 10. That's where I sit right now. I took a couple of days to think about it. It's been almost 3 days since the movie's been out. I'm recording this on the 28th, so tomorrow this will go out. This will be the 29th. There are some flaws here and there. I fully acknowledge that. But I'm not changing how I feel to satisfy and people please people who don't like how I don't agree with them. I'm not here to please you. If you don't like how I feel about the movie, you can piss off. I can care less. That's how I feel. I'm not catering to you because you're like, oh, I didn't like the movie, so you shouldn't like it either, just like me. Like, no, screw you, bro. I feel how I feel about the film. How I truly feel, I feel it sits at a 7.5 or an 8. If you don't like that, kick fucking rocks and cry me a fucking river. That's just me and my spoiler review and my final, well, for now, rating for Teen Wolf the movie. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you guys leave a like. Also, make sure you guys comment down below for your thoughts and opinions and all the other good stuff. Subscribe to the channel. You guys have been absolutely killing it the last couple of days. Like, ever since my critics video came out, my channel has been skyrocketing back up to where it was last year in its prime back in the summer. So keep watching, keep subscribing. I gained like 200 subscribers in 2 days. Absolutely insane. We are trying to hit 20,000 subscribers by the time June hits. Definitely think we can reach that with the amount of growth we have seen over the last couple of days. So if you guys can help us reach that goal, that'd be greatly appreciated. But without further ado, I'm Jade. If you guys want to follow me on social media, all my links are in the description down below, including the link to my original book series inspired by Teen Wolf and Vampire Diaries upon other things like The Walking Dead and stuff like that. It's called True Alpha if you guys are interested. Again, link will be in the description down below. But with that all said, I'm Jade. I'm going to get out of here. Make sure you guys have a great rest of your day or night whenever you guys are watching this video. And I will catch you guys in the next Teen Wolf the movie related video, We have a lot of stuff to cover, and I can't wait to cover it with you guys watching. Peace. Lastly, if you guys want to check out some more Teen Wolf content for me, you guys can check out the Teen Wolf the movie playlist right here, or you guys can check out my Teen Wolf the movie reaction right here, which was very emotional towards the end. So yeah, click on either one of these videos and you're guaranteed to find a video that you guys will enjoy that's Teen Wolf related.